The Book of Habakkuk is a small yet profound book of the Bible, consisting of just 3 chapters. Written by the prophet Habakkuk around 600 BC, it captures a deeply personal dialogue between the prophet and God. The book addresses themes of justice, faith, and God's sovereignty, making it relevant for believers throughout history. Let's explore its message and structure. Chapter 1: Habakkuk's Complaint and God's Response. The book begins with Habakkuk crying out to God, questioning why he allows injustice and violence to prevail among his people. Habakkuk says in Habakkuk 1:2, "How long, Lord, must I call for help, but you do not listen?" He is troubled by the corruption and oppression he sees. In response, God reveals his plan. He will raise up the Babylonians, a fierce and ruthless nation, to bring judgment on Judah. This answer shocks Habakkuk. How could God use a nation even more wicked than Judah to execute his judgment? Chapter 2: Habakkuk's Second Complaint and God's Assurance. Still perplexed, Habakkuk presents a second complaint. He asks how God's justice can allow the Babylonians to thrive while his own people suffer. Habakkuk climbs a watchtower, waiting for God's reply. God responds with a series of woes against the Babylonians, declaring that their arrogance and violence will not go unpunished. One of the most famous verses in the Bible is found here. "The righteous shall live by his faith." Habakkuk 2:4. This verse underscores the importance of trusting God, even when his ways are difficult to understand. God assures Habakkuk that the Babylonians will eventually face his judgment and that his glory will fill the earth as the waters cover the sea. Chapter 3: Habakkuk's Prayer of Trust and Praise. The book concludes with a powerful prayer. Habakkuk reflects on God's past acts of deliverance and acknowledges his sovereignty over all things. He prays for God to renew his works in their time and describes a vision of God coming in glory and power. In the closing verses, Habakkuk expresses unwavering faith, even in the face of hardship. He says in Habakkuk 3:17-18, "Though the fig tree does not bud and there are no grapes on the vines, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Savior." This profound declaration of trust teaches us to rely on God, no matter the circumstances. Conclusion: the Book of Habakkuk challenges us to wrestle with difficult questions about justice and suffering while encouraging us to trust in God's ultimate plan. It reminds us that God's ways are higher than our ways, and that faith is essential in navigating life's uncertainties. Through Habakkuk, we see that it's okay to bring our doubts and fears to God, knowing that He listens and provides hope for the future.